21 Rockstar families, and welcome to our weekly VODCAST. I hope that you have had an extraordinary 3-day weekend. We are ready to get a full 5-day weekend, minus a half day in there on Tuesday, underway in Room 21. And this is one of my favorite weeks of the year because it is a week of student-led conferences. Such an amazing time for your scholar to show you what they have been up to this year so far in Room 21. So, before I begin, let me just get to a couple of quick announcements. First of all, student-led conferences are this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If you want to visit the link that is sent home in this week's email, that will tell you what time you're signed up for. Additionally, on the Friday folder that I sent home this past Thursday, it did say the time that I have confirmed for you as well, and you can always just send me an email if you're not sure in addition. Attached to this week's email, I have once again put the questions and the ideas that you can kind of prompt your scholar with during the first 10 minutes of the conference, which is a part that they are in charge of, guys. So that's attached to this week's email if you want to check those out. So basically how that student-led conference is going to run, the first 10 minutes, your scholar is preparing an entire section to talk with you about, to show some of their work, and then the second 10 minutes, I'll show you the Stafford County Public Schools report card and talk to you about their progress so far in class on my end. Okay, so that student-led conference is coming up this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. In addition, Tuesday is an early out day, so make sure you mark that down in your calendar. Tuesday, early out day at 1:10 p.m., but we do have conferences happening right after, beginning at 2. Many of you have signed up for. And finally, we currently have a food drive taking place at Barrett. Barrett Academy is organizing it. It's for local families for the Thanksgiving holiday, and the houses are at odds, at competition with one another. Down outside of the cafeteria, we have 4 tables set up with 4 different colored tablecloths, and the house that collects the most house points is going to be, the most cans is going to be in for an amazing journey. For every can that you turn in, scholars, you get 1 house point. Okay, so bring those in up until Friday. We're collecting those down on the tables outside of the cafeteria. And I believe that does it for the announcements that I have going on this week. Now I'm going to send you guys over to the strategy session, and I'll see you on the other end. Hey, Room 21 Rockstars, welcome to our weekly strategy session. I'm starting you off at the home of the Room 21 Rockstars, recordrockstars.weebly.com. I have a ton to get to, but first of all, guys, I did want to direct this area to you and most likely to your parents. This is going to be our student-led conference section of the website today. Okay, so first of all, you'll see that those are happening this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as I said earlier in the VODCAST. And if your parents or you want to go ahead and click that Sign Up Genius link, that is actually going to take you right to the Sign Up Genius that has all of the times. Even if you brought in a piece of paper, I went ahead and put your name up there. So you'll be able to see the time of your appointment for the conferences. And then finally, this form right here is what was attached to the conference form a few weeks ago. And this is for rock stars, your families, to go ahead and look at, to think of how can they prepare for the conference before they come, and what questions can they ask you throughout the conference to make sure that you have the best student-led conference on the face of the planet. I know that I'm really excited for these student-led conferences. I hope that you guys are as well. They are going to be epically amazing. So let's head on over to the VODCAST section of our website. A couple of things that I want to point your attention to, guys, would first of all be the equivalent fractions and decimals area. There are 4 great websites that are located right here on this section of the web page. You can go ahead and get 2 house points for each of the problems that you complete. I know that this link right here does not appear that it's an actual hyperlink, but it does work. Let me prove it to you right now. If you just go ahead and click that, this is a really great practice at the IXL site, guys, because what we're going to be working on this week is placing fractions and decimals in order from least to greatest, greatest to least, and placing them on number lines. That's going to be our major focus. So after you have those equivalent fractions down, Okay, and your unit fractions down, say for instance 1/8 is equivalent to 125 thousandths, 1/4 is equivalent to 25 hundredths, etc. Then you can start going ahead and plotting them on the number line, and that will be a great complement to what we're doing in class. So each of these, bring in your work 2 house points a week. We, once again, have our Math No Guessing Riddle of the Week. That will be 5 house points. Now, this is the area where you can really earn some major house points, guys. So what I want you to do is take each row. So there are 3 rows. You can get 5 house points for each row. So take these 4 fractions and decimals and place them in order from least to greatest. But the key is, because I'm giving you 5 house points for each of these rows, it is incredibly, incredibly important that you show me your work. Remember last week how you guys proved to me that you knew certain things were placed in certain areas. So for instance, if you have 3/5 and you're going to tell me that it's placed one place on the number line, you better show me what 1/5 is equivalent to and what 2/5 is equivalent to, and then knowing that, what 3/5 is equivalent to. That is very important, guys. Okay, so pretend once again that I am an alien life form, which some may think that I am, and go ahead and place those on a number line from least to greatest. Only do 1 row at a time. So do these 4 on a number line, do these 4 on a number line, and then do these 5 on the number line, and pause. You'll get 5 house points for each of those, so a total of 15 house points is quite the bundle for doing that. Now, once again, for the Math Challenge of the Week, I do have the Ken puzzles if you still like those and want to do those, guys. But the problem of the week here, and you can get 10 house points for this, you just have to follow down the page here with A and then B and then C. That is worth 10 house points. And then if you do the extension, if you want to give the extension a try, okay, you can go ahead and get another 10 house points. I will post the answer to the problem of the week, located right here, on Friday in class. You can also access this on our Google Classroom webpage, guys. So it's available in one of 2 places. If you want to do it, let me take you on over to Classroom really quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. If you want to do it on Classroom, you can either, once again, do it on paper, or you can go ahead and type it in the comment section. So this is where it's located. As you'll see, it'll open as a PDF, the same thing that you see on our website, and it's available there for your use. So you go ahead and decide. I did keep our writing fix up of the week, guys, because you're creating hook sentences for these pictures. So all I want is that first sentence. Think about your writer's handbook. What type of hooks can you give? Can you give us a question? Can you start with a single word? Can you start with a shocking statement? How can you really pull the reader into what they're looking at? And then I included a couple of other things at the bottom, guys, that are new this week. First of all, Mrs. Carpenter found this cool jigsaw puzzle website, so you might want to give that a look. You can get that by following that website right there. And then tomorrow in class, we will be playing our first ever digital breakout game to review for our first quarter math benchmark coming up on Wednesday. So I made it homemade, but to get you going, and if you, maybe after we play it tomorrow, you're like, oh my gosh, these are so amazing, I did put one that you can actually access. So if you hit catch the bus, the idea of a digital breakout, guys, is that you don't have the locks, you don't have the physical box, you have everything here. So on the left-hand side, you have a Google form, okay? And these are like your locks. So pretend this is a lock, and that's a lock, and that's a lock. And then everything else you need is located on this page, meaning you might have to click certain things that are hyperlinks. You might have to look at the map for some reason. You might have to even look at these backpacks down here. But everything is available here. When you think you have a 4-digit number lock, you would type that in. Okay, obviously that's wrong. You would type all these in and then click next, and it'll tell you if you've unlocked the box. If you do unlock this box, I did it last night, go ahead and write down your answers, bring it in. I'm going to give you 20 house points because it requires a ton of inferencing, a ton of synthesizing, and a ton of effective effort. And those are the things that I'm looking for, guys. So that is available right there as well. Okay, so we will be playing one tomorrow, but to kind of get you guys ready, that is also available right then and there. So you're probably like, Mr. Riker, what is our secret hashtag of the week? And ladies and gentlemen, our secret hashtag of the week is hashtag life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Hashtag life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And with that being said, bring that in for 5 house points. I'm going to send you guys back over to Mr. Reichard in person. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I hope that those strategies were successful. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do not hesitate to contact me because you are incredibly the best, hands down, families in Stafford County. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you this week at the student-led conferences, and I'll see you guys later.